Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to this. Okay, let's just jump into it. Never ever say that nothing will happen before the day is over. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter what happens to the princess. Yeah, can suck my fat cock. Matthew. Suddenly, Diana stopped in her tracks.
Matthew? Who is...
It then dawned on her.
Ah, one of the boys. Why don't you tell me which boy is Matthew?
How about no? I felt myself nodded. Nodded! That grammar is awful! Why did I roll my R? Nodded in compliance. The fourth. Shrek the fourth! Shrek the third. the fourth. That doesn't tell me anything. Shrek the third. Diana, Shrek forever after. Diana giggled in reply before letting go of my face and stepping back.
Really? The child? With you?
You're making it sound like I'm a pedophile, man. Don't say it like that. I nodded once again, but this time it was partly my own decision to reply. Diana let out a sound that mimicked a cat's purr before stepping away from me.
All right, then. Well, if it's the fourth son you're infatuated with, you should really rethink your romantic options.
Why you gotta make me sound like a creep, man? God. Diana chuckled before kissing my nose. We're so Hey! Oh, fuck you, no, I didn't do it. It'll be okay. Just trust him. That's my Matthew. God, I'm great. I looked at Matthew, unsure of what was going on, but I nodded. If this was the only way to learn, then this was my chance to know. Yeah, we don't give a shit. We don't give a shite. This is such entertainment. After what seemed like hours, I finally woke up slightly refreshed. My body knew that if I slept any longer, I'd be up all night, which was not part of the plan for the day. I rubbed up my eyes and sat up, letting a soft groan escape my lips. In response, which lips? Gross. In response, something beside my bed shuffled, causing me to look over. I didn't know what I was expecting. Fucking Matthew, duh. There we go. Beside me, sitting in a chair beside the bed, was Matthew, rousing himself up to see me awake. I smiled at him, seeing his slightly ruffled hair and tired eyes.
Oh, you're awake. How do you feel?
Dead inside. So that means I'm fine! Matthew nodded before he looked down at the bed, taking my hands into his.
I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Why do you sound constipated? Matthew, it's not your fault. It's not your fault if you can't poop. Does mean you should eat more fiber, though. God damn.
No, please listen. I know that Diana and Malix have come after you because of us.
Oh.
So it's our fault that you're constantly in danger.
Oh, you weren't talking about your constipation. But you didn't deny it, so... Might want some laxatives, man.
If I hadn't convinced everyone to come to the human world, we would have never been attacked by Malix and hunted down and brought you in danger and...
I quickly reached over and put my finger on his lips. Stopping him from going any further, I didn't want to hear anymore. Matthew, it's okay. I wanted to help you out. I offered to let you all stay. Nothing is your fault. I gently moved my hand and cupped Matthew's cheek. Which one? Staring at him with concern. I didn't want him to hold guilt in his mind about this whole ordeal. Diana was desperate and she'd hunt anyone down. And hunt anyone for them. It wasn't his fault she was desperate enough to hunt them down. However, I grew curious. I just had deja vu, goddamn. I only played this game like what, 50 million times before. So, Matthew, you're a noble. Slicks back hair, tips fedora, tips fedora. Matthew looked at me and gave me a goofy smile. Yes.
I was once, but even if I had the title, I didn't really feel like a noble.
How come?
Well, I was the fourth noble son of the Demon Lord. With Eric and Sam ahead of me in case James couldn't fulfill his duties, there was no way I was getting the throne. So, I spent the majority of my time trying to make my mother happy. She was always unhappy.
Aw. Unhappy? How come? Why do I keep saying that?
Well, my dad was he married 4 different women.
You told us before.
Each of us came from a different mother, and my mother was the last to be married and bear a son. The thing with succubi, though, is that they get jealous very easily.
Oh, really? That's weird. Why is that? So what happened?
The other wives got mad and scorned each other. It wasn't violent, but we never ate together for a reason. My mom, though, was too proud to have jealousy. She was the last woman the Demon Lord married, so she felt important. She felt that because he stopped marrying, she had the charm to stop his marrying spree.
Yeah, but then he had knocked up Damien's mom. Matthew let out a small laugh, a hint of depression. A hint of depression! Lingering in the breath he let out.
But then the Demon Lord took another woman and she bore him a son outside of wedlock. Damien.
Yeah, I know.
The wives, including my mother, were furious.
Yeah, that's what it
In
said.
response, the Demon Lord had a spell cast on them, turning them into spiritual orbs.
Yeah. It's funny. I wonder how I know all of this. It's almost as if this is the 5th time I've been playing this game! I'm so excited for this game to be over. I'm so excited to be done with this shit. I mean, it's not a shit game. But once you've been playing the same game for like 46 weeks, you kind of get annoyed. I'm planning on for Saturdays now. When I finish this game, I'm thinking about either doing a different dating sim or actually playing Deltarune. Probably Deltarune since, you know, the hype. The hype. I gotta get the views, man. The hype. The hype is still fresh. Spicy. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing. That's horrible! Or for those Spanish speakers, that's horrible. Matthew nodded, pressing his lips together in both agreement and sadness. First a hint of depression, and now in both agreement and sadness. God!
They could never have physical form, and they lost all their powers. They became slaves trapped in the Demon Lord's castle. However, they were kept alive to make sure their sons grew up to be competent demons.
What happened to their bodies, though? Did they just fucking land on the floor? He was like, just throw them in the trash. They don't need them anymore. That's disturbing. I'm sorry. Matthew gently shrugged, letting a small, nostalgic smile grace his lips. Why do I keep yelling every fucking...
She taught me how to be a demon, though. Not just a demon, a grown adult demon.
Ooh!
I read books, I learned strategy, everything that James was doing under the Demon Lord's watch. Only, I trained with just my mother.
Ugh. Don't you feel special?
She wanted me to surprise the Demon Lord one last time, and maybe take the throne away from James.
But that didn't happen, did it? Matthew then reached into his pocket and took out a small mirror.
Here, I'll show you.
Oh, great. We're gonna see a fucking orb. Matthew handed it to me and sent a wave of blue mist into it. What? It began to glow. That sounds like a fucking drink. That sounds like a fucking drink. Is blue mist a drink? It sounds like a drink. You know what? If I ever make drinks, I'm gonna name one Blue Mist, and it's gonna be blue. I like my drinks blue flavor. I like blue flavor. It began to glow until it enveloped the room in a bright light. When the light had subsided, I was back in the main hall of the demon castle. I looked around, feeling unable to move, but I could practically see everything as clear as I had before. Oh, look at this little boy. The tip of his fingers turned into a little pink there. And also, yeah, you're missing your genitals! You're missing your genitals. Okay, anyways, enough of this, whatever this is. However, my focus gathered on Matthew, sitting on the throne as if it was his, and reading a book. For some reason, Matthew reminded me of James at that moment. He seemed engrossed in his reading each word and absorbing each meaning. Him on the throne surprisingly fit him. There was something about him.
This is an easy read.
A saddened cry, however, echoed through the hall, forcing Matthew to stop, close the book, and stand from the throne. Oh. Okay.
Mother?
Oh. I looked around, confused at the cry and where it was coming from. It seemed to just echo through the room without any source of direction. Matthew sighed and placed the book on the armrest of the throne before he cupped his hands together.
Fly and comfort her, will you?
What? Wait, who are you talking to? As Matthew opened his hands, a small bird with blue and purple feathers perked up from the hiding place. Aw, he made a bird. I love burbs. That's why I'm in ornithology class. Matthew smiled before releasing it into the air. I have finals this week. Oh my god. I'm gonna die. I watched as it flew off and glided through an open archway. The sound of its flapping wings faded into the air as it flew farther into the castle.
Come on.
I could tell that Matthew was holding his breath. He must have cared very deeply for his mother. It was incredibly sweet. Why don't you get off your lazy ass, put the fucking book down, and find your mother and give her a hug, even though she's an orb. She will appreciate the effort. Even if you can't hug her, she will appreciate you trying. Because that's what mothers do. And that's what sons do. Go on, hug your mother, Matthew. At last, the sound of the crying stopped, making Matthew release a happy sigh.
There we go.
Mom's crying. Send a fucking bird. Whatever. Matthew cracked his knuckles in approval and reached for his book. However, before he could even graze the cover with his fingers, the sound of pattering entered the room.
You, fourth son, away from the throne!
You! Dickless monster cuck. Away from anyone. Just go fucking die. Please.
All right.
My insults are perfect.
What am I going to do with you? You're a child.
And you're a demon servant who has no dick, but is a cuck. I have no dick, and I must fuck. God, perfect. Matthew glared at the servant as the servant quickly brushed the throne off like there was dust all over it.
The next time I see you on the throne, I will inform the Demon Lord. Understand?
The next time you come in here with your dickless little butt, I will kill you. Wow, I'm so top-notch.
Yes.
Yes. The demon servant continued to brush over the throne before knocking the book from the armrest. Matthew froze as the servant quickly patted over and picked it up.
What is this? A book? Why do you have it?
And why are you here? Who put you on the earth? You disgusting, dickless creature. Why do I keep doing that? Even Matthew doesn't have a dick, but I'm not complaining about that. Why am I picking on this dude?
I was reading.
Yeah, you were reading.
You read? You don't need to read. You're never going to need knowledge for anything, fourth son.
Fourth son, I have a name. I saw Matthew's eye twitch, making me grimace. The servant sure had a mouth. It was annoying at the very least. It might have a mouth, but it don't have a dick! Okay, I need to stop doing that. Seriously, I need to stop doing that. I feel mean.
I'll just take this book and bring it to the heir himself to read. He's reading faster than the library can provide.
Okay.
But that's...
But this...
Raistro's next area of study.
The servant began to walk away, ignoring Matthew's glare of anger. The servant stopped, however, to look to Matthew to pound one more nail into the wound.
Let's face it, kid. You have the smallest horns, the smallest frame, and the least amount of power among the noble sons. You'll never be like them, so just stop trying. Use your incubus powers on others who have a child fetish or something.
Oh my god! Holy shit! What the... I didn't even read the last part! Oh my god! What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what? You know what? You have a smaller frame than he does. I mean, sure, you're a little bit chunky, but, you know, you're shorter, and I'm pretty sure, you know, your horns might be a little smaller. And you know what? You know what? At least Matthew has a dick. I mean, sure, you can't see it, but, it's a fucking Steam game. Of course you're not gonna see the dick. So you know what? You know what? You can go suck a big cock. You know what? You can go suck Matthew's cock. No, wait, I don't want you tainted his cock. No. Go kill yourself. How dare you even suggest child fetish? You mean pedophiles? Well, I mean, Matthew doesn't even look like a kid. I mean, he looks like a teenager, not like a little boy. So even then, he can't do that. It would have to be a teenager fetish. And you know what? Fuck you for encouraging pedophilia, you demon bitch. Well, at least it's a demon. If that would have happened. But you know what? They don't even exist. The demon looked at Matthew up and down before rushing off where he came from. Wherever he came from. As the servant disappeared, Matthew summoned a knife and chucked it in the direction where the servant left. The knife embedded itself into the hard stone beside the door into the hall.
Ugh, I hate that guy. Disgusting pig fawn.
That's what he is? Yeah. Matthew walked over and sat on the foot of the throne, clearly aggravated. Eventually, Matthew stopped the magic, lowering the mirror and holding it in his hands before looking to me.
I had hoped to show you my mother, but I guess the mirror wanted to show you something else. Sorry.
No, it's fine. That servant is terrible.
Tell me about it. He served the Demon Lord almost his whole life. Ugly pig fawn.
Yeah. Matthew laughed while I laughed at the insult. It was good to see Matthew in good spirits despite what was shown and what was happening around us. Still, it was sad to see that he was considered the child of the noble sons. He could read books of knowledge that his brother hadn't read, and he seemed caring. It was insulting to see someone tear him down like that. Matthew smiled at me before pocketing the mirror.
Whatever. Thankfully, we got out of there, so I could be with my brothers like a normal family. No hierarchies, no politics, no pig fawns, nothing.
Yeah! You got something to go for yourself. I smiled. It was good that he saw the positive side. However, his face slowly turned to a sad one, before he looked down at the bed. Matthew?
You've done a lot for me and my brothers, sheltering us,
Yeah, that's
letting
the
us
name of a
continue to
manga
live
that I
here.
have.
It may
Sorry.
not seem like much, but for us it's everything.
Me and My Brothers is a good manga. I recommend it. And no, it's not an anime. It's only a manga. Unless there is an anime, and I never heard about it, but I highly doubt it. But it's good. It's 11 volumes, and it's pretty good. I have all of them. I kind of like getting manga. I mean, sure, I know I can read it online for free, but I like having the physical book because, why not? Why not? Besides, it's fun to physically throw a book across the room when you're like, you get to a romantic part and you get all flustered. That's what I do. It's kind of a bad habit. It's like, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do. It's like I hate it, but I love it at the same time. The same thing with these games.
But I don't want you to get hurt because of us.
It's fine. I'm good. I watched in speechless silence as Matthew lifted his head, his eyes full of almost hopelessness.
That's why I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm fine. Dying I'll be fine. I'll live. If I die, whatever. Matthew lowered his head in shame. In shame! I couldn't help but feel my heart squeeze within my chest at the sight. He truly cared. Matthew let out a small sigh before looking up to me with a new smile. He hid his sadness well, but I could tell he was so upset about the whole ordeal.
Alright. You need to sleep and I need to make dinner. I'll wake you up when dinner is done.
Alright! Make me some hamburger helper. Make me some hamburger helper. Damn, that stuff is good though. I mean, it's bad for you, but it's good. Tastes good. I haven't had that shit in years, man. Okay, now I'm just making myself hungry. Matthew gently pressed me back down onto the bed, resolved in what had happened. Well, dumb, we're gonna steal a fucking kiss. What the I'm gonna turn into Donald Duck, I swear to God. Steal a kiss. I couldn't let him leave without doing something. I quickly... Look at this dude! I quickly pulled Matthew down to me, lifted my head, and gently kissed him, softly laying a hand on his cheek to keep his face close. Matthew stared in deep surprise before hesitantly kissing me back, caressing my cheek, and slightly melting at the tips of her lips. Soft sigh escaped his lips before he slowly pulled away with a smile. He gently licked his lips, making me go red in the face at the simple gesture. He let out a satisfied sigh before nuzzling my forehead.
Go to sleep.
No, fuck you. Nah, fuck you. When with that, he stood up and left the room, leaving me to rest as per his request. I smiled to myself before relaxing into the mattress. I suddenly tensed up and felt majorly uneasy. Something wasn't right. I felt it in my core. She must be here. The thought of her in the house infuriated me beyond belief. I had to make sure she was not here. I rolled out of bed and quickly left my room, wandering the halls and listening closely. She was a demon, but I was listening very intently. There was no way she would have been able to sneak up on me. I know you're here. Where are you? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Oh, sorry. My heart stopped. Diana was with Matthew. My mind flew into slow motion, playing fake images of Diana trying to seduce Matthew in my head to further fan the anger flame inside of me. I instinctively followed Matthew's voice. I was approaching the grand lobby and followed the commotion to the dining room. The sound was echoing from the kitchen, so I peeked inside while hiding around the corner. I almost growled at the sight. Matthew was holding to one side of the kitchen's island counter with Diana holding the other side, looking to him with a smirk.
Oh, come on, Matthew. Don't you like games? A game of tag sounds so fun.
Okay, she's the one with the child fetish. Goddamn.
Not with you. Now go away!
Me.
I'm hurt. Wounded, truly. Did I go too far?
Probably.
You went too far when you came here and attacked her.
It's pronounced Jaybird, but it's okay. I'll forgive you just this once, but if you do it again, I will unleash my wrath upon you! Incubus scum! Okay, there you go.
Pity. And here I thought I was going to offer you the chance to become something better than just a simple incubus.
An advanced incubus. Ooh. I love being dramatic. What was Diana going on about? More than just an incubus? She was insane. No, she's a succubus.
How about becoming the next demon lord?
How about closing your legs, you whacked up pussy? Fucking love saying. I will use that for the rest of my life. I froze. What did she mean? Becoming the next demon lord? The boys weren't in the demon world anymore. They had no claim to the throne anymore. Matthew stared at Diana, which made me worried.
The next demon lord?
Yes.
Well, currently, I'm the contracted bride to the heir to the throne. Since the throne is open, it's available to any son of the demon lord's line.
Oh, really? ...
Think about it. You'll
No.
gain the throne, the land, and a bride to continue your lineage with.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that sound like a perfect life for an incubus like you?
No.
You'll show your father and mother how grown up you are.
Ew.
That you're not just some little cute boy people can take for granted.
Ew. I could feel myself gripping my fists tightly in anger. How dare this girl try to convince Matthew to return to the demon world? He ran away from it. He didn't have to go back. He shouldn't go back. My mind began to wander, imagining him saying yes. He would leave, and the brothers would follow to bring him back. They'd be trapped because Diana would make sure they could never leave. Matthew would be the new demon lord with Diana as his queen, and I'd lose him. I want a quesadilla. I'm hungry.
Like I would believe you.
Hell yeah!
You don't need to believe me, Matthew. You just need to come back home with me. I promise. You'll be respected as you were supposed to be.
How about no?
I'm not falling for it.
Hell yeah.
Fall for what? The truth? The truth is that your brothers still treat you like a child, even though the demon world is far behind you. The truth is that your little human love affair is fleeting. She can never see you as a man, just as a little boy who wants to grow up.
Well, you're talking to him like he's a child, too. So how about you? Close your legs, you whacked up pussy! There you go.
Stop it!
I want to make that I want to put that on a t-shirt. Put that on a t-shirt! People who make Seduce me the Otome, put that on a t-shirt. And also put Diana on there just for context, because a lot of people would probably get offended. They'll be like, you're slut-shaming! It's like, it doesn't apply to you. Doesn't apply to you! It doesn't apply to you! Okay. I stared as Matthew chuckled. Oh, I thought he said chuckled a handful of knives at Diana. Oh. I guess it didn't mean chucked. I'ma chuckle some knives at you. It's like they're coming out of your mouth. Gross. Okay, now I have that image in my head. Anyways, I stared as Matthew chucked a handful of knives at Diana, who ducked and dodged them with ease. They dug themselves into the tile wall before fading away as if they didn't exist.
You dare attack me?
Yes.
I'm not going back. And that is final.
Hell yeah. I could see Matthew's muscles tense and flex, wanting to attack Diana. The girl in question, however, took a deep breath and looked to Matthew with a pleading look.
You won't even return to your mother. She's been crying ever since you left.
Oh, really? Really now?
Do not bring her into this.
Yeah! Matthew glared as Diana circled the island towards him.
She begged me to bring you back. She wants you to get what you deserve. The throne.
Aw. Don't do it, Mama's boy. Don't do it, Mama's boy!
I don't believe you.
Hell yeah! He's like, I'm tired. Never mind. Matthew then walked away from Diana, heading to the fridge to start dinner, as if she wasn't there. Diana stopped and leaned against the counter.
She'll never love you, you know.
Who? His mom? Or me?
I don't mind. I care for her.
You have unleashed my wrath, you incubus scum! Prepare to die, motherfucker! Closes the game. You're dead. Patience me. You will die soon. Everyone dies eventually.
The human girl? You must be joking. A human like her can't possibly provide you what you need. She's a human. You're a demon.
And you're a whacked up hussy who needs to close her legs! We all have flaws. I felt the urge to storm in and shut her mouth. It would give away my position, but I was growing extremely tired of Diana. Oh, duh, we're gonna barge in and set her straight. I decided to be assertive and quickly stepped into the room, rushing to be in front of Matthew. Diana and Matthew looked at me in surprise as I glared daggers at Diana. Get out.
Well, little human. You're awfully nosy in business that doesn't concern you.
It does concern me.
Does it? I don't think a human would understand the importance of this affair.
You're asking him to leave to be someone he doesn't want to be. That's not going to happen.
Oh? And what makes you so sure about that?
I don't know. He's not a child on this guide. It says, he doesn't like you. He's not a child. I love him. I love him! Diana stared in shock at my exclamation. Was it not what she expected? I didn't care what she expected. Then why did you fucking ask that fucking bitch? Anyways, I wasn't going to lose the man I had grown to love.
You love him?
Emphasis on the man! Yes, I love him. Diana's lips twitched, the edges curling into an amused smirk as she stared at me.
So what? A human's love isn't enough to understand the situation. A demon can never reciprocate human feeling.
Might want to ask Eric about that. To both of our surprise, however, Matthew stepped forward and put an arm around me, pulling me close to his body.
I love her.
Hell yeah! I saw the confidence Diana had shatter in her eyes as she stared at Matthew at his words. I could see the struggle in her face to try and find some weakness in Matthew. In me. Anything.
A demon love a human? Impossible.
You know, it's also impossible. Never mind. I was gonna say, you're closing your legs, you whacked up hussy!
You heard me. I love her, Diana. I'd do anything for her. And she cares for me more than anyone in the abyssal plane ever had. More than you'll ever know. She makes me feel like the adult I'm supposed to be. And there's nothing you can do to change that. Ever.
Hell yeah. Diana took a step back, physically feeling the sting of Matthew's words in her chest. Her big, fat chest. She had lost. I could see in her eyes. Diana's eyes grew dull as she glared at me and Matthew. It seemed almost uncharacteristic of her, yet it was something I wasn't surprised to see come from her face.
Very well. Fine.
Valet. Valet. And with that, Diana faded into the ground into a purple pentagram, crossing her arms and almost looking upset. Matthew and I were then left alone, left with the silence of the room. I finally let out the air I was unconsciously holding in my chest, relaxing from the ordeal. Matthew stepped to me and held me gently, surprising me.
Are you alright?
Probably. I nodded in response, unable to speak, so immediately after being surprised, Matthew let out a sigh, relaxing in the embrace. I gently placed my hands around him, returning the embrace slightly. I could hear Matthew's heartbeat. He held me close in his arms, and I felt safe beyond words. Are you okay?
Of course I'm okay. I'm holding you.
Aww, how cute. How sweet. I looked up at Matthew, surprised at what he said. Matthew blushed, moving a strand of my hair from my face to look down at me. And of course, they're playing the end credits music.
You mean so much to me. You make me feel like more than just a kid. I've never felt this happy before with anyone. And here you are giving me every reason to love you.
Aw, how cute.
I love you so friggin' much.
You shouldn't have said friggin'! You really shouldn't have said friggin'! That's what a kid would say! Adults cuss, Matthew! Adults cuss! Just say fuck! Come on, man! Just say fuck! Just say fucking! Oh my god. I stared wide-eyed, blushing like a maniac. How dare you use word friggin'! Was this real? No way. This couldn't be real. Was Matthew confessing to me? Confessing his love for me? For me? Matthew gently caressed my cheek, staring into my eyes with a loving, almost hopeful expression. The warmth of his hand invited me to nuzzle into it, closing my eyes. This wasn't a dream. My heart was pounding hard enough where I was sure Matthew could hear it. Matthew gently leaned in, closing his eyes. He stopped, however, remaining just a mere torturous inch away from my lips. He wanted me to show my feelings for him. He had left himself open for me to kiss him or leave him empty. The power I had was unbelievable. Duh, we're gonna fucking kiss him. Duh. Duh. Duh! Duh! I loved him and wanted to give him exactly what he wanted. I gently leaned in, letting my lips finally touch his gingerly. Matthew let out almost a surprised gasp against my lips before wrapping both of his arms around my waist, pulling me close to him. I moved my arms up and around his neck, feeling the kiss between us deepen into a heated height. My chest was pounding, making me feel and see fireworks in my mind! Matthew was everything I desired. He was the man I wanted, demon or not. It was all so supernatural. It was so all supernatural. Okay. To fall in love with someone so quickly. Maybe it was the sense magic I was thrown into. Maybe it was Cupid! Oh my god. Fucking laugh. God damn. I'm still a little bit disturbed about fucking the little teeth vagina thing playing with my heart. Either way, I found myself melting at the thought of him being with me. Found myself combing my fingers through Matt's hair, making the man holding me softly tremble at my touch. He gently nibbled on my lower lip, asking me to deepen the kiss between us even further. I easily teased him before finally opening my mouth slightly for him. His tongue gently danced with mine as one of his hands slid up my back and cradled my head. He gently leaned my body back, making me cling to him as the heat of our kiss was higher and higher. Gently, though, Matthew slowed the kiss down and pulled away, staring down at me. His eyes burned for me, wanting me to melt and buckle in his arms. I could feel myself melt already. Matthew had opened up his mouth to speak, but as a very small blush ran along his cheeks, he was reduced to a shy silence. I stared as he tried to find the words to say in my eyes. I knew exactly what he wanted. He didn't need energy, though, right? Do you have a boner?
No, I just...
Are you sure you don't have a boner? I stared wide-eyed, feeling a blush on my cheeks grow. He didn't say anything more, but I knew what words would have followed if he continued. You wanted me. I was stunned. Was I that appealing to him? Was his passion really that deep for me? Matthew gently nuzzled my forehead, losing the blush and finally being able to speak.
If you don't want to, we don't have to. I mean, it's up to you.
It kinda, after the fucking demon servant was all like, child fetish, I kind of feel a little uncomfortable. But at the same time, I am not gonna pass it up. I'm a minor still, so whatever. I love how I said that. I'm still a minor. Whatever, it's fine. I could feel my mind go numb and purr at the idea a moment with an incubus. He was a demon of sex, the purest form of lust and desire. My world would rock and I would enjoy every second of it. At the same time, I was indeed inexperienced. Diana was wrong when she claimed me to be innocent. Did I want to give that innocence to him, especially this early? Well, duh! We don't have time! We don't have time for this! Duh, we're gonna say you seduce me. Because of course. We need that juicy thumbnail. I couldn't believe the two words that came out of my mouth. It made the most sense to tell him yes. I needed him. I wanted him. Those two words must have made something in him finally break. Matthew gently wrapped his arms around me and went back to kissing me passionately. I could feel energy whiz around me, making me open one eye to see blue light glowing around us. Oh, he sands us. Oh. When the light subsided, I was in my bedroom on my bed with Matthew above me. I stared as Matthew held a look of both lust and love. My heart skipped a beat simply from his gaze on me. This was okay. Yeah, it's just okay. It's not great. It's just okay. I wanted to see all of him and give myself to him. Okay, thank you for that. I gently guided his head to me. Which one? Kissing him slowly and bringing him further into the mood. Matthew slid both his... his hoodie! Oh, god damn! Both his hoodie and his shirt off and tossed them to the side before cradling my head in his hands and kissing me deeply. I felt heat rise in my body, making me undo the tie underneath my collar and release the buttons on my own shirt. I quickly removed my shirt and vest, making Matthew stop kissing me and stare in slight surprise. I was simply in a bra, but I could feel a blush invade my cheeks. My shy side began to fester in my mind. Did I really want this? To undress before a demon? No. This was the man I loved, and yet I felt my innocence drape over me in almost shame. I needed to fight it. I quickly rolled both of us over to where I was sitting on Matthew's lap. Oh, god damn. She won't be on top. Staring down at them, Matthew sat up, looking at me with one of the most... I can't take this shit seriously! Are you kidding me? I can't take this junk seriously, oh my god! With one of the most sexiest smiles I had ever seen. Yeah, that sure is one of the most sexiest smiles I've ever seen! Totally! Yeah, totally. Let's oh my god. Guys, are you guys getting turned on from this guy's this most sexiest smile? This guy has the sexiest smile in the world. Dude, come on. Dude, bro. Come on, I'm trying to take a screenshot. Fuck you, let me take a screenshot, motherfucker. I'm not calling anyone a motherfucker, I'm calling my computer motherfucker. Yes. Screenshots are my livelihood. That's a really sad livelihood. I should get paid for this. Matthew pulled me close, knowing I was still shy, and began to kiss my lips over and over. Which ones? Each kiss was his promise to keep me safe, keep me comfortable, love me. I kept my arms wrapped around Matthew, taking each kiss he gave and giving him my own kisses in return. I didn't know if it was the fact we were both top nude. We were both top nude, guys! Come on! Or maybe I just craved his touch, but I didn't want to let him go. However, as he held me, I could slightly feel the shiver of his hands. Was I his first? Probably. He wasn't going to tell me. He wanted me to enjoy this moment, but was afraid of screwing up. His shivering hands showed me his emotions perfectly. Okay, wonderful. As he laid me down and knelt over me, Matthew smiled and finally embraced me as we both desired. The pleasure between us would be heavenly, and we'd go through it together. I closed my eyes and gave myself to Matthew. My body, my mind, my soul, it all belonged to him as he held me. His body, his mind, his soul, it all belonged to me as I gave into his embrace. This kisses and fingers over my skin forever engraved themselves into my memory as our passion rose through incredible heights. Our breaths and moans to each other equally sounded and echoed like a blissful chant. We never wished to end. We kept moving, loving, feeling every inch of our bodies until we had had enough and I was enveloped in his embrace more like he was enveloped in yours, if you know what I'm saying. Hey! I need to die. Skin to skin, heartbeats matching, we held each other in the glow of the aftermath. I nestled my head under Matthew's chin as he held me close.
I love you.
I love you too. I love you too! You're welcome! Just to hear those words come from Matthew's mouth made my heart flutter. To hear me answer made my soul warm in glee. I could feel both of us sink into a peaceful sleep together. It was the best sleep I had had in days, and I was happy. I had love, and I had my happiness. My happiness! My life was simply perfect. Until it wasn't. When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring into Matthew's bare chest. I blushed but looked up to see Matthew still sleeping. His sleeping face made me giggle softly, but the reality of the situation made my heart flutter. I couldn't believe it. I was lying next to a man I had grown to love with all of my heart. His warm embrace made me feel safe, and as the tender moment we just shared replayed in my head, I couldn't help but smile and snuggle into his chest further. Unconsciously, he held me tighter to his body, giving me more of his warmth. I didn't want to move, but then my core suddenly tightened and made me sit up without waking the man next to me. I felt my legs move and bring me to my balcony window, where I opened the glass and stepped out onto the patio. And that, dear folks, is where I'm going to end this episode. So, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Seduce Me the Otome and you want to see the fucking ending, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!